Welcome to another episode of English Podcast.
Each session is a chance to practice, learn, and enjoy English naturally at your own pace.
Remember to subscribe and give us a like if you find it useful. Let's talk about a heartwarming story, a little reminder of the good in the world. It takes place in a bustling city, the kind with crowded streets, tall buildings, and the constant hum of traffic. Imagine a place like New York City, or maybe London, during the rush hour.
Exactly. A city that never sleeps, full of energy, but also, perhaps, a little impersonal. In this urban jungle, where everyone seems to be rushing, our story begins with a young man named Alex.
Alex is an office worker, just an ordinary guy trying to make his way. He's always in a hurry, caught up in the daily grind, like most people in the city. Daily grind means the boring, repetitive routine of everyday work.
He's also a bit forgetful, a little scatterbrained, which, as you'll see, plays a key role in our story. One Tuesday morning, rushing to catch the subway, Alex accidentally drops his wallet.
It's a slim, brown leather wallet, nothing fancy, but it contains everything important to him: his ID, credit cards, a little bit of cash, and a photo of his grandmother.
He doesn't realize it's gone until much later, when he reaches his office and goes to buy his usual morning coffee. He pats his pockets, a growing sense of panic rising in his chest. His wallet is nowhere to be found.
So, Amelia rushed back to the cafe, heart pounding, a mix of hope and dread swirling inside her. Dread, that feeling of anxious fear, like something bad might happen. The cafe was bustling, just as she'd left it, the aroma of coffee still thick in the air.
She scanned the room, her eyes darting from table to table. To scan means to look over something quickly, trying to find a particular thing or person. And no sign of the stranger. Amelia's hope began to dwindle. Dwindle means to become smaller and smaller.
Just as she was about to give up, she spotted a figure by the window. A familiar figure. The same worn leather jacket, the same kind smile. It was him.
Relief washed over Amelia. It's like a wave of calmness after a storm, She practically ran to the table, her footsteps echoing on the wooden floor. "Excuse me," she began, a little breathless.
The stranger looked up, a flicker of recognition in his eyes. "Yes?" he asked, his voice gentle and reassuring. Reassuring, meaning it makes you feel less worried.
I think you might have something of mine," Amelia stammered, clutching her empty handbag. "I left my wallet on the table earlier." To stammer means to speak with repeated sounds, usually because of nervousness.
The stranger's smile widened. He reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a familiar, worn, brown leather wallet. "This one?" he asked, holding it up.
Amelia's eyes lit up. "Yes. Oh, thank you so much." She reached for it, her fingers brushing against his. "You have no idea how much this means to me." This phrase, "you have no idea," is a common way to emphasize how strongly you feel about something.
The stranger simply nodded. "It's no problem at all," he said. "Glad I could help." He had a very calm demeanor, Demeanor means the way someone behaves or appears.
Amelia opened her wallet, relieved to see all her cards and cash still there. "Everything's here," she exclaimed. "I can't thank you enough. I was so worried, To exclaim means to say something suddenly and loudly, especially because of strong emotion.
So, to quickly recap what's happened so far in our story. A kind stranger found Amelia's lost wallet and returned it to her, completely untouched. Amelia was shocked and overjoyed, because the wallet contained a lot of cash enough to pay her rent.
Exactly. And remember, Amelia had almost given up hope. She thought she'd have to borrow money, which she really didn't want to do. This act of kindness from the stranger completely turned her day around.
It really did. She was so relieved. And it wasn't just the money, was it? It was the principle of it. The fact that someone was honest enough to return everything. This restored her faith in humanity, a feeling she'd sort of lost living in such a big, anonymous city.
Absolutely. And remember how the coffee shop barista, Ben, described the stranger. He said he was an older gentleman, maybe in his 60s, wearing a worn-out leather jacket. Worn out means old and used, showing signs of age and wear. He didn't seem wealthy, yet he returned the wallet without hesitation.
Yes, and that detail is really important, isn't it? It emphasizes the stranger's integrity. He wasn't rich, he could have used the money, but he chose to do the right thing. That makes his action even more meaningful.
So now, Amelia is determined to find this kind stranger and thank him properly. She wants to express her gratitude, to let him know how much his act of kindness meant to her. Gratitude means a feeling of thankfulness and appreciation.
And she has a small clue, doesn't she? The stranger mentioned something about going to the park across the street to feed the pigeons. That's where Amelia is heading now, hoping she might find him again. Sarah felt a surge of relief wash over her. Surge means a sudden, powerful feeling, like a wave of emotion. She knew she had to thank this man properly. She offered to buy him dinner, a small gesture of gratitude. Gratitude, that's a feeling of thankfulness.
That's a lovely gesture. And gesture, in this context, means an action that shows your feelings. It doesn't have to be a grand thing. Sometimes the smallest gestures are the most meaningful. Did he accept her offer?
He politely declined. He said returning the wallet was reward enough. He emphasized that honesty is its own reward, a common saying. He seemed genuinely happy to have helped.
Declined simply means he said no. He refused the offer politely. That's quite a noble sentiment, isn't it? Honesty being its own reward. It suggests that doing the right thing is a good feeling in itself.
Absolutely. Sarah was insistent though. Insistent means she kept trying. She didn't give up easily. She wanted to do something to show her appreciation. She at least managed to get his name, David, and a vague description of where he worked, a local bookstore.
So, she has a clue. A clue is a piece of information that helps solve a mystery or problem. It's like a breadcrumb leading her to him. It seems like she isn't going to let this go easily. She's determined to express her gratitude further.
Exactly. She felt compelled to do more. Compelled is a strong word. It means she felt a very strong urge, almost an obligation, to thank him properly. She couldn't just let it go. It made her think about how a simple act of kindness could have such a big impact.
That's true. And impact here refers to the effect or influence of David's action. It made a big difference to Sarah's day, even her outlook on people. It will be interesting to see what she does next.
Okay, let's recap the story so far. A man, let's call him Mr. Johnson, lost his wallet containing a significant amount of cash, his ID, and credit cards. He was distraught, thinking it was gone for good. Distraught, by the way, means extremely upset and worried.
Right. He retraced his steps, searched everywhere, but no luck. He felt hopeless, like he'd lost a part of himself. He was especially worried about his driver's license. It would be a hassle to replace.
Then, a surprising turn of events. A young woman, Sarah, found the wallet. Instead of keeping it, she decided to do the right thing. She tracked down Mr. Johnson using the information inside.
She could have easily kept the money. No one would have known. But she chose honesty. She contacted Mr. Johnson, who was overjoyed, and returned the wallet with everything intact. Intact means complete and undamaged, nothing missing.
Mr. Johnson was so grateful. He offered Sarah a reward, but she refused. She simply believed in doing the right thing. This act of kindness restored Mr. Johnson's faith in humanity.
It showed him that there are still good, honest people in the world. It wasn't just about the money. It was about the principle, the act of kindness itself. This reminds us that even small acts of honesty can have a huge impact.
Absolutely. This seemingly small event became a powerful reminder of the goodness that exists in people, a little spark of hope in everyday life. It showed that integrity and kindness are still very much alive.
Sarah's simple act of returning the wallet not only saved Mr. Johnson from a lot of trouble but also gave him a renewed sense of optimism. It proves that doing the right thing, even when no one's watching, can truly make a difference.
So, to summarize, a lost wallet, a kind stranger, and a restored faith in humanity. A classic story about doing what's right, even when it would be easier to do otherwise. Remember, integrity, everyone, it means having strong moral principles and being honest.
And that concludes our story for today. We hope you enjoyed it and that it inspires you to look for the good in the world, and maybe even perform an act of kindness yourself. You never know the impact it might have.
Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.